And it says that we're live. Awesome. Okay. Just a minute late this morning. Sorry, everybody. It took a moment longer than I thought for the live stream connection to set up. So, happy Monday morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Right now, here in Prescott, it is freezing. So, I knew this was coming, but got up this morning, headed outside for a few minutes, and wow. So, here on weather.com, it says that it's 31 degrees outside. I don't think it's factored in the wind chill factor. So absolutely super chilly morning to get up and go outside. But hey, we're a mile above sea level, so it shouldn't be too surprising, even though it's Arizona. We do have cooler winters here. So to all my friends overseas, yeah, we're basically at 0 Celsius. So I'm cold. We won't be turning the heat on quite yet today. We'll wait on that. So today's live stream is a little different. I thought I would share what went on last week here at AZ Drone. So, beyond just doing drone work, we also do website work. We do search engine optimization for some clients. And so my work week is always kind of this flexible, strange thing. Good morning, Corey. Okay, bump up the volume. Let me see here. Let's turn the gain up there and let me know now, Corey. I just put the gain halfway up, so let me know how that sounds to you. I'll wait and see what you say in just a moment. But so anyways, my standard work weeks are a little odd because it's not all drone flight all the time. It's web work. It's actually conference calls with clients. And it's also lots of emails. Let's go ahead and turn the email off so that doesn't bother us. And I'm just taking a look over to see if Corey, if that's made a difference for you, Corey, let me know. Because I don't want it to be too low on you, but I've got it at 50%. Usually that's been pretty good. Okay, good. All right. So not crackly or anything, right? I hope not. All right, good deal, Ray. Thanks too. So sorry, everyone. Whenever I'm looking over to the right-hand side, I'm just checking on the chat stream. So if you've got anything to say or any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below or use the live chat if you'd like to. And good morning, Ray. So welcome back. I know you've been away for a little bit. So anyways, let's take a look. We're going to go ahead and close the weather. And I hope you're having good weather this morning, by the way. And we're pulling up last week's calendar. So I usually do regular time tracking for client things, but I decided just to pop everything that I was doing last week into the regular Apple Calendar program for you to take a look. So all of the purple stuff is the work going on. Blue stuff's just personal time and things. And sometimes there are blank spots here and there when I forget to fill some things in. But so we're starting back last Sunday, and not everything is drone flight. Not everything is dealing with clients. Oftentimes, you're doing a lot of stuff to help promote your own drone business, to get your name out there, to get found more often. So a lot of the work that I do is actually stuff that I'm not getting a paycheck for today, but down the road, this is going to pay me back for the work and effort that I'm doing. So last Sunday, I was spending some time on the new Teachable website. So as I've mentioned here before, I'm starting to do new classes over on Teachable. We still have Udemy up, and I did have someone ask recently, hey, what's up with the Udemy stuff? The things that are over on Udemy are going to remain there. We've got a sizable group of students there already. But new things, new videos, new tutorials, they're all going to be coming out on Teachable. And there's several reasons for it. So not a pitch for those classes right now, but a lot of last week I spent working on some of the Teachable stuff for a new series that I'm doing. So I am up at a stupid early hour, usually about 5:30 in the morning. So, get the wake up done and then go take a regular morning walk just to get out and about. So then I got back on Sunday, we did some Teachable work, and then I also had a backlog of YouTube questions last week, so I went through and answered a bunch of those. A lot of people keep getting stuffed in the held for review or most likely spam. Hey, good morning, Michael. How are you doing? Good to see you here this morning as well. So yeah, I get these questions that are sometimes stuffed away by YouTube. And there's no offensive content or anything. It's just shoved over and held for review. So if you don't see an answer to something that you've asked me through YouTube, I'm not ignoring you. Most likely I haven't looked in the spam folder or the held for review folder. Like the one I just found one this morning, and I was like, I hadn't been notified about it before, and the person asked a question a week ago. So I spent some time on Sunday answering those YouTubes. I actually had a phone call conversation with one of the folks, and then I had a Sunday conference call with another drone operator based out of Chicago. They had some questions. They were using some tools, and they were hoping that I could give them a hand with it. So we had a great conversation. Jody picked on me, and she said, "You just made another new friend, huh?" So yeah. Then we did lunch, of course. That's pretty consistent if you can't tell. 1 o'clock last week, so I sat down and I did some 360 testing, because on Monday we were heading over to Mountain Spirit Gallery to do some 360 virtual tours for the client. So I did a little bit of testing just to make sure everything was working the way I wanted it to with the Theta Z1. Whenever you go out in the field, whether it's your drones or your standard cameras for real estate, you should always be checking your equipment before you go out, because you don't want any nasty surprises when you get to the customer's location. And I have had that happen previously earlier in my career doing all this imaging stuff, where I got to a location and turns out one of the cameras was dead. Fortunately, I had a second one with me, and so I was able to do the shoot, but I was doing the shoot with the backup camera. And so then we got everything set up for the work on Monday, charged everything up, made sure everything was cleared off, and that was it. So I try not to, one of the problems with owning a small business is you're never away from your business, okay? It's always on your mind. So one of the really nice and easy things back when I worked for AT&T and Sprint was, you had your objectives for the week. You had your projects assigned by somebody else. You finished your project, you handed it in, and you didn't have to think so much about work over weekend, at least not for me. But owning my own business, it's with me 24/7. And let's see, Corey, like a missing SD card, absolutely. Well, or arriving at the location with a full SD card and some stuff that you didn't offload. And now you're sitting there going, I hope I have enough room. I always carry extra cards with me now. But we've all had those mistakes happen. So, all right, last Monday, I was doing exactly what I was doing here. I always do a little bit of live stream prep beforehand. I make the placeholder card for YouTube. I do a little write-up on what the live stream is going to be about. And then I make sure that all the live streaming stuff is good, like the live stream camera and the audio. And Corey had chimed in that it was a little low. On-site firmware updates, and don't you just love those? Man, I got caught by one of those one time, and then I got caught by one of the DJI updates where they were changing their no-fly zones, right? So suddenly you say, yeah, it's okay, I've got a waiver, I've got a permit, and it won't let you do it. Fortunately, in those instances, because it's happened to me before, you jump over to Litchi, or you jump over to one of your other flight apps. But that's absolutely it, and I'm not doing a firmware update on site. Even with 4G, I've gotten jammed up before. Just doing the updates here will take it out onto the back porch, and sometimes it takes forever for the download, and you got full signal and stuff. So the last thing you want is to be doing those types of updates in the field. So even the morning of, before I go out to a client location, I check through everything very quickly just to see if anybody's going to nail me with an update. So I get on the iPhone, I go to the App Store thing, I see what updates I need to do, and I decide which ones to skip. So yeah, Monday, 7 o'clock, I start getting stuff ready. 8 o'clock, of course, is all of us here on the live stream. So by the way, thanks everyone for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. And, it's interesting to see the growth of this. So while we don't have a giant crew on here in the mornings, we do get a lot of people watching these live streams afterwards. So I'm glad that the content's interesting for you. So, all right, we finished up the live stream last Monday, and then we went over to Mountain Spirit Gallery, which is a gallery that I've known for quite a while, downtown Prescott on Whiskey Row. Excuse me, dry throat. The owner is Ron Evans. He's an interesting photographer, does Southwestern photography. He's been doing it for decades, published in many magazines. And he's got a very small, unassuming gallery downtown. And, there's so much to see and visit when people come to visit Prescott. Years ago, we helped him structure a very simple website, nothing over the top, because he wanted to maintain it because, you can only afford so much hired on web design time from us. So Ron's been mostly overseeing his own website, and he had seen some of the 360 tours that we've been doing recently, and Ron wanted in on it so he could show off his gallery. Now, if you've seen the earlier video this week, I actually did a quick little walkthrough of going to Ron's, and let's see here, Mountain Spirit Gallery. So here we are. So I've got another video up with the visit to Mountain Spirit Gallery. This was done with the Theta Z1 and using the bracketing. So it was 5 brackets for each image. And then I had to do a lot of post-processing afterward. So the shortest amount of time spent on this particular job was being at Ron's gallery. The longest amount of time was all the post-processing and then getting it loaded to Kula as well. So Jody set up the Kula. We're still debating whether or not we want right side, left side on here. But I'm taking a walk back into here. And if you can't tell, Ron features a lot of bronze sculptors. Prescott, Arizona is very well known for bronze sculptures because there are a lot of foundries here in town. So there's multiple private bronze foundries, and some of those really famous bronzes in recent years, some of the big bronzes come out of Prescott, Arizona. So Ron features a lot of bronze artists, and that's absolutely fantastic. So we went in, we did the shoot, we got back, we did all the post-processing, then we did the uploading. And in addition to Ron's, just looking around his gallery, we also bring you up to the gallery entrance. And did that click? It sure did. And from the gallery entrance, this leads into another 360 virtual tour around the downtown Prescott area. So you can actually leave our client's location and take a walk around town with us. So Jody's been doing a lot of tying our different 360 tours together, and she's been doing an awesome job at that. So let's pop back over. By the way, I had skipped past one other thing. So when we've got Teachable up here over and over again throughout the week. So I did a lot of work on Teachable, and I just wanted to quickly show you. We're not going to look at the whole Teachable interface, but some new things got loaded up last week, and I actually have a bunch of additional videos that I need to finish running through in Final Cut Pro. So there's video editing that still needs to be done, and then the uploading, and also some of the teaser videos that go over to YouTube. But as you can see, last week we got more than another full hour of classes up on here, and this week's probably going to be the same. There's going to be a lot more of that. So I actually preset everything up for today's talk on Chrome so that we could look through each of these things and follow along with what that work week looks like. So I can't stress enough, you are not going to be flying all the time. You're going to be post-processing. You're going to be talking to potential clients. You're going to be working on your web presence. You're going to be working on your outreach. Maybe you're going to start a YouTube channel to show off the things that you know how to do as well, and to have those at the ready for potential clients so that you can show them kind of a portfolio of your own work. So after we got done with Mountain Spirit Gallery, I handed that stuff off to Jody. She finished the rest of that off into the afternoon. I had another phone call that I had scheduled with another person with some inquiries on some classes and on some tutorials. And then the rest of the afternoon, I should actually just drag this bar all the way down to the next day. I finally picked up another new backup drive. So we've got our live drives for doing all of our streams and all of our classes. And now I've got another 8 terabytes just for backing up all of that stuff so we don't lose track of anything. Haven't had any drive issues in quite a while, but the amount of content that I'm accumulating here is incredible. If you're really getting into your drone business, your aerial imaging business, storage is going to be a big thing, and making sure that you've got backups of everything for your ongoing clients is huge, especially when you're doing the time-lapse work. So that was a Monday. Tuesday was, I decided to do a quick video on YouTube on Tuesday, and just doing some of the standard setups with the Ricoh Theta Z1, just to have another new video on YouTube last week, because I noticed that I got a lot of response to the Theta Z1 bracketing video a few weeks ago. So people were very interested in the bracketing mode on the Theta Z1. And for those of you who don't know what the Theta Z1 is, that is a 360 camera from Ricoh. So we've been using that for interior and exterior 360s, along with our 7D and along with the drone. The big part of my interest in 360s actually came from drone work that we do. As I started doing more flights for clients and imaging for clients, I found that 360 panoramic photographs were really great selling points for some of my clients and really great visual points for other clients who are promoting their businesses. So on Tuesday, I did this video right here. No pixelated, noisy 360 panos for me. So that's just a couple videos back on the main YouTube channel. But that did take some time, so not goofing around here or anything. Setting up just to even do a simple video, I admire so many other YouTubers who do this stuff daily because they do invest hours. And I've got things pretty tight at this point to where I'm not wasting a lot of time while I'm building tutorial videos, but it is still really time intensive. So 8 o'clock in the morning, I went out, did a little straightening in my shooting area. Then we set up with one of the iPhones and the wireless Go, just so I could do the voiceover for that. So I did the recordings, I did the shooting. When that was all said and done, I came back to the studio, and that's where I had to offload video captured on my iPhone for running the Theta Z1. And on the second iPhone, I was using that to film me doing the work. So we got two iPhones doing two different recordings. We bring those back to Final Cut Pro. We overlay them on each other. We match up the audio so that camera 1 and camera 2 are synced up together. So that takes a few minutes. And then we go through and edit ourselves and edit out the things like me saying all the time. Sorry about that. I'm working on it, I promise. Let me take a look over here. Video software to compress for uploading. So when I'm done with everything, I actually export from Final Cut. At this point, most of the videos I'm not compressing. I do have VLC. I've got a couple of different ones that I've used over the years, some that I've been happy with, some that I haven't been happy with. So iSky Converter is one that you can resample things with and reduce the file size. Actually, things that we do up front in Kino, we can actually resize things in Kino. There's a couple of tools, but like I said, a lot of these things I end up going with what's coming out of Final Cut and uploading to YouTube there. That would be another step in the process otherwise. So several hours got invested. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was basically, 4 hours of putting it all together, also talking with Jody about some of our projects. You bop in and out of the office here and there. And then at 1 o'clock, I actually did the upload to YouTube. I also put the description in. You have to worry about keyword tags. So there's a lot of additional things that you do when you load to YouTube. So you want all the tags you can get in there that will attract new people to the channel who go, oh, look, there's a Theta Z1 video here, or there's a Mavic 2 video, or maybe it's the Mavic Air 2 video. So putting all that description information down below also helps you find new folks. So, and we're averaging about 150 new people a month on this channel. By the way, we did pass 4,000 last week, and I totally forgot to say anything about it. Thank you all for signing up and following along. I know it's not as big as 51 Drones or some of the other guys out there, but seeing the growth to 4,000 is pretty impressive to me. Later in the afternoon, I did do some updates for one of my web clients. They were adding some new homes for sale. And then the end of the day, I should actually drag that down a little more too. But just doing some accounting work. Jumped into Wednesday, and the first thing I woke up to in the morning was that somebody on my Patreon channel was having an issue with getting into a couple of videos. So I had to look into that a little bit and resolve that problem for them. But so that whenever I get messages overnight, I try to get back to people in the morning, especially if somebody's having some kind of issue with one of the services that I provide. After that, so the big thing that, if I were to show you the next couple of weeks' calendars, everything is going to turn into Sundance web work. It's not just web work. This is one of my RV resort clients. They happen to own several different RV resorts throughout the Southwest. And we're going to be doing a pretty large overhaul for them on their website. So we don't have full control of their website. We do leave it to their park management to do their regular maintenance and things. And we go in to do the heavy lifting for them. So we had redesigned a website for them years ago that they've been managing. They've kind of let it get away from itself. It's gotten a little messy in their opinion. So they wanted to streamline some of the things and add some new pages, add some sales and rental information. So they're changing a lot of things. And in looking through everything they wanted us to do, we've got 40 to 50 hours of work with them over the next couple of weeks getting the site changed around. We're also going to be traveling to their location, so we're going to be spending a week down in the Casa Grande area, and Casa Grande's warmer than up here. So like I said, we're freezing this morning. That won't last too long this week. But so a lot of my time last week was spent with the Sundance web work, so I dumped a lot of hours in on Wednesday, getting some things done for them and sending the updates to them for proofing. And I'm still waiting for their comments back because apparently the two of the sales folks were out. After that, I also did some research. So just because everything's not blocked out below, these are the highlights from last week. But yeah, other stuff is going on too. So I do a lot of research on the side when clients ask questions, when YouTubers ask questions, when patrons ask questions. I will go out and do research and try to get people good information back. So shout out for 51 Drones and Russ. Absolutely, Ray. I've been following along with him for a while, and actually quite a while since basically he started up too. Unlike him, I don't do a bunch of gear reviews or anything. I'm wondering to grow this channel further if that's the next step. I'd love to hear back from all of you to let me know. You know, we're at 4,000. I'd love to see 20,000 subscribers here. I think that'd be awesome and a lot of fun. So, you know, if you think we need to start doing some gear reviews, let me know. I just felt like there's so many gear reviews out there already. I don't want to, you know, be in a saturated market space, and I am more about doing this business. So, you know, building my business and then helping other people build their businesses. That's kind of what I'm more into, and I find valuable. So then Thursday, more client website stuff. So on Thursdays for my ongoing maintenance clients, folks that we do updates and SEO work and stuff for, every Thursday you always find me stuck at a computer because usually the bulk of my day is spent doing that stuff for my clients. No gear reviews. You got enough on your plate. Yeah, thanks, Corey. I appreciate that. You know, and I don't buy the newest stuff immediately. I let everybody else test that stuff out because trying to retool for my business, okay, that the whole issue with the Mavic Air 2, where everybody is not up to date with the latest apps because, you know, they got the SDK late or whatever. Going out to a client job site with a brand new drone that I haven't tested out with all the different apps I use would be a bad idea. I'd be wasting my customers' time. And that's one of the big things when I go out to job sites. I try to minimize the time that I'm interfering with my clients' ongoing activities. I want to be out of their way, and I don't want to go over the time that I quoted them. So I always let people know how long we're going to be on site because we're probably jamming them up while we're doing our work. They can't get other things done. So, okay, Thursdays, client days. So that's a big part. And then I had a small thing for the Sundance web work that I came up with. And then I did a random live stream that Thursday, and that was that live stream on the Rico that I just showed you. Friday, did some more audio testing with the Rode Wireless Go because of something we're doing this week. We're going out to another raw land site this week, and I'm going to be documenting that full raw land site for my new class over on Teachable. So we're going to go through the gear that I have with me. We're going to go through the actual physical setup while we're on the location. We're going to go through the flight, and then we're going to go through compiling everything so that you can see this is the full job start to finish. And I was having some strange little stuff going on with the Rode Go Wireless. Now, I got that over a year ago. I've been really thrilled with it, but there was a strange hiss going on, and as it turned out, I was having an issue with one of the cables that I was plugging in from the iPhone to the Wireless Go, and it wasn't fully connected. Even though it sounded like it snapped into place, it was not fully snapped into place. So I was messing around with that for the morning, doing indoor and outdoor testing. So yeah, I burned 2 hours of time that morning just trying to get it exactly where I want it. And so when you see that new video coming up, you'll understand why I wanted to make sure that the Wireless Go was really set to go. Good part of the rest of that morning and into the afternoon was more of the teachable stuff again. Once again, so, these aren't client jobs. These aren't immediate paychecks. These are things that you put together and they're out there in the wild for a while. And down the road, they could help earn more revenue. Let me look right over here. Going off, unboxing and receiving channels prefer seeing people use the equipment. That's exactly it, Ray. That's so sorry for getting all excited. That's why I've been doing this channel. So when I first started out, I was having a hard time finding references and referrals on YouTube to actually seeing some of the work. I was very interested in 2D and 3D modeling and mapping. Mapping was a hobby of mine as far back as 2002, where I was making strange bicycle maps of the Great North Woods of northern New Hampshire. So I've always been interested in mapping. I found a lot of great content out there. Don't get me wrong, there are some great YouTubers out there with fantastic information, like GM6. I think it's GM6. He's got some good stuff on modeling and mapping. The problem was I wasn't seeing a lot of the actual jobs. I wasn't seeing the execution of the stuff. I wanted to know more, and these people were showing me some pretty valuable stuff, but then it would stop. We didn't get to see the next step. And I understand why, because of the investment and time that they're doing to put some of these higher end videos together. I totally get it. But I was searching around to see that full job. And while I found it in some places and I did some pay for services and I signed up with other people's monthly and yearly services, I still found myself lacking some things. I really wanted to see, this is really what a drone business does. That's what I was looking to see. And so I wasn't finding it all tied together in one neat place, which is why I started doing this in the first place. Yep, it's a slower growth channel because it's a very unique niche. There's a lot of drone pilots out there, but there's not a lot of drone pilots out there interested in modeling and mapping, interested in doing those time-lapse construction projects. People have different focuses. So that's why I started doing this channel the other year. I wanted to share that experience with people, and I hope I'm doing a good job for you guys. So just let me know. And if you want to see more of those experiences, let me know. I'm up for it. Heck, I spent 2 hours messing around with my Wireless Go the other day just to make sure that this week's recordings are going to be good. So there you go. Rest of Friday was just a lot of teachable stuff. I was waiting to hear back from my clients at Sundance. And then Saturday, same thing. We did some teachable stuff. And then I did another quick video Saturday afternoon for those people on my Patreon channel. Because look at the blue block right here. From 10 a.m. to noon, we were over at the Airstream. And we were getting the Airstream ready to go. Because when we go down to see our clients at Sundance and Casa Grande, we're going to be bringing the Airstream with us. That is our portable studio. So it's a nice little portable studio too. 25 feet by 8 feet wide. Has the kitchen, restroom, couches, workspace, everything you need for going on a client location. So what happens when we do RV parks and resorts and things is we like to be on site. We like to do new imaging for the clients. We're going to be doing some aerial work for them. We're going to be doing some 360 work for them. They have a whole new segment of their resort that we're going to be documenting, and then we're going to be doing 360 virtual tours of some of the new homes that they're actually selling at that location. So when we're down there, we're going to be doing web work. We're going to be doing drone work. We're going to be doing standard photography. We're going to be doing 360 stuff. And we're going to try to make sure that we're collecting it all up. Most of it will not be viewable while we're down there. So I'll be collecting all of the video and everything together to make videos for the YouTube channel, the patrons, and the teachable stuff. But I will not be trying to upload that again down there. Their internet service is absolutely atrocious. It's a nightmare to do jobs down there from the perspective of their internet speed and how many residents they have there. So they've got over 800 RVs and park model units on one side of the park and then something like 160 on the other. And Southern Arizona is an RVer's dream. If you're into full timing or whatever, Southern Arizona fills up everywhere during the wintertime. So one of the things that means is huge additional demand for bandwidth from all the people visiting these parks and resorts. So when you go down there to do a job, it's absolutely painful on the network side. Last year, I tried doing some videos from the location while I was there doing the job, and it was extremely frustrating. And I was down there by myself that time. This trip down, Jody and I will be going together, so she's going to be helping to set up with some of the video and everything. We'll be capturing all of that, and then we'll be doing new videos here on YouTube, the Patreon channel, and Teachable from that job. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that one, because I know all of you are interested in building your drone businesses and your imaging businesses. And the week that we're going to spend down there with these folks is going to be really intensive. We don't mess around when we're on those sites. We're there to get a job done, and we're there to build what it is the client wants. So I don't like the layout of the new site at all. I'm not putting that up to show it to you guys or anything. I've already done some mock-ups, but this is the client's request, so we're going with the client's request. I like a little bit more modern of a look, and I feel like this look harkens back to earlier websites from the 1990s. So we'll see what the final product looks like after I get some feedback back from the clients. So the rest of this week is most likely going to be me doing a lot of web work with these guys. We do have one raw land flight that we have to do, and we're pretty much booked on the week for their stuff now. So there is one of my typical weeks. You didn't see a bunch of drone flying in here. The drones are not always up in the air. You're doing other work. You're doing other client work. You're doing additional work for yourself. You've got to be promoting your web presence to get found by those potential clients. So if you're really serious about this, I do recommend, is there room for more YouTube channels? Absolutely. I watch other drone enthusiasts often. Who is it? XJet over in New Zealand. I follow along with his stuff and, what he's been going through with the CAA over there. And, I check out a lot of the other drone instructional folks as well. So those are some of the blank spots as well. When I'm kicking back on the couch late afternoon or early evening, I'm probably watching somebody else's thing and getting the latest news about what's happening in the overall industry. That's another thing that I avoid here, because there's plenty of people doing drone news, right? All right, let's see, going off unboxing. All right, just making sure I didn't miss anything else. And good. I was trying to keep this one a little shorter today, so we're at 8:33. I don't want to torture you guys with this one. But there is the typical work week. Let's minimize this and see what I didn't pull up on here. So we did show that one. And so when I was talking about the Thursdays, we're just going to take a step backward. So this is another one of my clients. This is Pointer Rocks RV Campground in Prescott, Arizona. And for years, my Airstream was parked here. This is where I lived full-time in my Airstream. And if you can't tell, it's a gorgeous location. And I know you've seen these images before. But these are one of my ongoing maintenance clients. We do imaging for them. We do drone work for them. We do the heavy lifting stuff on their website for them. And when we first started this project for them back in 2015, they didn't even have 5,000 unique IPs per year. Their website was pretty much non-existent. So we went on a modernization with them to get the website up to today's standards. And we also did training of their staff on search engine optimization and training for the staff on doing blog posts and doing some of their own page updates. So we do the higher end stuff, the building contact forms and, getting some of the videos up there. And then their staff spends a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time. Their staff spends a lot of time on things to do, places to visit while you're here, directions and reviews. But so Jason, who's one of the park managers, really took to heart a lot of the things that I was suggesting and showing them, and has built this website up in such a way that people who are just doing regular searches on Prescott end up at their website first. Between 2015 and today, they've had over a million page views. They usually get somewhere between 70 to 100,000 unique visitors to the website a year versus under 5,000 a year beforehand. So I'm super proud of this one. I work hand in hand with the owners here and the management, and I'm so proud of how far they've come as well. because, you know, we're a little more expensive than a staff member. So anything that they can do internally, they do it internally. But then when they need some higher end things, they get in touch with me and we do that part for them. So we've done videos over the years for them. We've done videos for some of their partners, like one of the kayak companies. Let me see, kayak rentals. Let me see here. I'm just looking for a business card because now I totally forgot Mariah's kayak rentals. But she owns Born to Be Wild Adventures, and we did a video on her kayak rentals just last year for her, and that's been driving a lot more customers to her. She's had a crazy busy summer, even with the whole healthcare crisis. So yeah, this is part of what we do. We actually help build the sites, maintain the sites, and we do some heavy training on it. And a lot of the imagery you see here, so this nice little flower here, that's one of ours. Then we've got the hiking and maps, that's one of ours. This is another one of our images. It's funny how many of our images are in here, but you know, we've been adding those images for years. One of the other nice things that I'm really proud of the staff members there, when they go out and they walk around the park and things, if there's something interesting or beautiful, they take photos of it and they add it to the website. So that constant stream of new information just brings them more and more customers. And according to the campground owner, they have had their best year, period, this year. And I think that has a lot to do with the healthcare issue and people realizing that, hey, I can go RVing and still be safely social distanced from people. So there's a big boom in folks RVing this year, if you didn't know. So yeah, this is a big part of our business as well. At this point, I'm going to say that about 50% of our business is on the drone-oriented and imaging side, and then 50% of the business is still on the web maintenance and doing SEO and other things for clients. So it's half and half. I still want to see things transition further to where I can say that I'm 75% drone work and 25% with the web work. We're not getting rid of any of our website clients. We've worked together for a long time, all of them. So we're retaining all those folks. But I would like to stop searching for more web clients and just focus more on the drone and imaging side. So that's where I want to see my business evolve. All right, everyone. With that, we're going to wrap this one up. So we kept it to 40 minutes instead of a full hour. And then I'm going to get right back to work again. So when I'm filling out this week's schedule, there's going to be a lot of teachable stuff. And probably by the end of today, I'm going to hear back from the folks at Sundance, so I'll know that if they give approval. I did 4 new demo pages based on their requests, and then we've got like 30 new pages to do for them. So the first thing is, does this thing look the way you wanted it to? And from their mock-ups that they sent me, it looks exactly the way that they wanted it to. So we'll see what the reaction is. It's always interesting to talk to clients as you're building new things, because they'll change their minds right in the middle of something. They'll say, you know, I like that layout, but now that I see it on a smaller screen or a bigger screen on an iPhone or an iPad, I've realized that maybe we shouldn't have those buttons there, those kind of things. So when they get in touch today, it will most likely be an interesting call. Hopefully, they're going to go with this layout so that Jody and I can just start drilling right into this and roughing out all those new pages, because it's going to be time consuming as all get out. So the major web page work is going to be done from here in Prescott. The whole reason we're going down there is for the drone work, the 360s, and the imaging to integrate everything and then run the final version past the clients. So hopefully we'll only be there for a week. All right, everyone, I hope you have a great start to the week. I hope, as always, that this was an informative live stream for you. And thanks for the notes back, guys. You know, I appreciate hearing that. And like I said, you got me excited with, you're getting the idea of what I'm doing with this channel. So I'm glad you're understanding that. And I'm glad we agree. So no unboxings anytime in the near future. If I ever do come across something really super cool, I might do something like that. But it's going to be a rare thing for me. There's already great reviewers out there. So, and I like watching their reviews as well. So, you know, what else can I add? Probably not much. All right, everyone, have an awesome start to the week. We'll see you again soon. If anything else interesting comes up during the week, another video might get posted here. And for those of you following along, I do have a Patreon channel as well. Let me just go down. And so those of you who are interested, The new classes that I'm building, the folks on my Patreon channel actually get access to the new classes. So they're being helpful beta testers as well. So they're getting to see, before everyone else sees the final version of the classes, the folks on the Patreon account are getting to see it firsthand, and also comment on it back to me to let me know what I'm missing or what else they'd like to see in the classes. So if you'd like to have that kind of input as well, you can go over to patreon.com, and so it's right here on the window right over in here. Sorry, I had the mouse in the wrong place, but patreon.com/richcharpentier, and that'll get you access to a lot of stuff that folks haven't been seeing here on the YouTube channel. So there's my one little pitch for the morning. Sorry about that, everyone. So I try to stay away from doing too much of that. I hope you guys see that as well. All right, we'll see you again real soon. And you're welcome. Is that all right? You're welcome, Michael and Corey and Ray. And as always, good to see y'all. And at the latest, we'll see you again next Monday.